Babes, let's get into the tea. Hello YouTube world, it's Mara and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time watching me. Thank you for sticking around. I really appreciate it. Anyway, I feel like I have done the thing that everybody on the entire planet, just kidding, maybe, I don't know, a certain demographic have done, which is get on a dating app. It is definitely and swiftly killing the hopeless romantic in me. Let me start this off by saying I am a Libra. I love love, okay? I love everything about love. I love watching other people in love. I just love it so much. It is the most beautiful thing. It is honestly undescribable, I feel like. But it is also like one of the most addictive feelings, emotions in the world. I feel like I read somewhere that the hormones that are released when you fall in love are like more addictive than like hard drugs. But I could be so wrong, you know, people make shit up on the internet all the fucking time. Now, let me start with what the founding fathers for my love. I'm just kidding. Now, let me start with explaining what really influenced like my previous / infantile illusions of love. I feel like my idea of love was built off of like 2000s rom-coms and telenovelas, which are like Latino Hispanic soap operas. And let me just tell you that neither one of those is like a good representation of what love really is or should look like. Not that I'm saying like my specific idea of love is what love should look like. I think everyone has their own idea of what love should be and what they need for it to be love. Anyway, that's what my idea of love was based off of. And then that got compiled on with me growing up constantly thinking I wasn't worthy of love. And then those two meshed together, like created this idea and illusion of who I thought I had to be worthy of receiving love. So then that led me in my early 20s to think like I needed to be this super healed version of myself. I needed to be debt free. I need to know what the hell I was doing with my life. I needed to know how to get there. And it made me put my dating life off for an infinite amount of time, to be completely honest. I would just say I wasn't ready. I would say I just was really focusing on myself, and honestly, the God honest truth, I just didn't think I was worthy of receiving love. And that definitely portrayed well into like the men that I did allow to take up my time. So honestly, if I'm being really, really for real, I really don't think like I have consistently like put myself out there to date for more than like 4 months at a time in like the last 26 years of my life. And even then, I feel like I could count on like one hand the amount of guys I've like gone on dates on, because I just genuinely did not think I was worthy of love, and I used these silly other excuses to cover up that feeling and that fear. But then with what happened 2 weekends ago and me feeling like I quantum leapt and just really like looking myself in the face and being like, you're the reason you don't have a relationship. It's like, yeah, you're absolutely so fucking true about that. Like, I am the reason I don't have a relationship, because one, I would refuse to put myself out there, and two, I didn't think I was worthy of love. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna get on the dating apps. To me, it felt like I was taking control of my dating life. Like I was like, oh, okay, you know, I'm finally in the driver's seat, and I'm gonna put myself out there and I'm gonna start dating. And then I'm really not saying this to sound like a pick-me or like I'm bragging, but I got an exorbitant amount of matches or people that were like interested in matching with me. And it made me feel disgusting. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding. I felt so gross. I felt like a cattle on a stage, and I'm just gonna sell myself to the highest bidder. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, is this what everyone is doing? because it's so uncomfortable. Like, that is so uncomfortable and gross, but also it's like uncomfortable and gross, and also just the entirety of we're both just judging each other and the potential of a relationship between us off of our pictures, which is our looks, and maybe like 4 to 10 snippets of each other. And that just feels so wrong to me. And then once I kind of got over that, I was, I guess, entertaining and allowing myself to feel those initial emotions of excitement, of like, oh my gosh, a new crush, and like, you know, where could this go kind of feeling. But then I like quickly like grounded my feet back into the floor of just almost like expect nothing from these situations of texting people back. Like, I really was like, maybe you'll go on like 3 dates actually, if even. But it was like a devastating feeling, because I feel like the feeling that I was looking for is when you're young and in love. And I'm pretty sure that feeling before you get your heart broken for the first time, of just like the endless possibilities. You don't know where this will go. And just that intensity and that freeness that you felt in love when you were younger and before you got your heart broken. But it's like, now I'm older and I realize I have to be smarter about this. But this time around, you're just older and probably a little bit jaded, to be honest, and understand that it's not worth it to get your heart broken in every situation that you enter, just to experience that intensity. And sometimes you're probably faking it, to be honest. Like, I think when you were younger, you had no idea what those emotions are, and you were just so new to everything, so everything felt so exciting. And now that you're older, at least for me, I feel like I have a clear understanding of when I really truly am infatuated with a person, and when I'm kind of faking it so that I could feel those emotions. So it was honestly just like this intense roller coaster of emotions the first like 4 days. And honestly, this feeling of like, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what to expect from other people, which is so like confusing, because I'm just like, is everyone on here talking to like 16 people at the same time? Like, because if that's the case, then I'm gonna expect like mediocrity from you. But that's the thing, like, I know I don't want mediocrity. So should I just end things now? You know, like, it's just so confusing. And then after like the 4th day, I really was just like, you know, I should probably just delete my profile and delete the app, because it just gave me this feeling of like, I just need to go back to like fully focusing on myself and the things that I want to accomplish. And I don't know if that just stems from fear or dissatisfaction with how things flow on a dating app, but I couldn't help but picture like, damn, it would really suck if I were like a person that didn't really have hobbies and didn't really have anything else going on in my life, and you're just sitting there on the phone waiting for a text or waiting for some sort of communication from this person or from the people you matched with, and you're not receiving anything. I feel like that so easily could crumble somebody's self-esteem if they aren't secure in themselves. And I guess I understand that, because then it comes back to this like kind of, it keeps you addicted to the app. Like, I could understand how it would keep people addicted to the app, but for me, it's doing the opposite of just like, I don't want to be on this thing at all. Like, I feel like the app left me feeling so empty and a lot more lonely than I initially thought it would. I guess I just didn't expect this dating process, like using a dating app, to feel so lonely and unfulfilling. And trust me, I talked to my therapist, my girl Nora, about this. I also didn't expect to fall in love in like 2 months, but it just reiterated to me how not everyone needs to have access to you, how important my hobbies are and my interests, and how important it is to continue to take care of yourself when you're dating. Because I think it's so easy to get caught up on the possibilities of where this goes, and maybe could be my husband or whatever. I don't know what stories we can make up in our heads, but get caught up in something like that and then realize how much you have let yourself go and not taking care of your needs and your wants and your desires because you put all your eggs in the relationship basket. I think it's also really important to get really clear on what you want your dating life to look like and what you need in a relationship to make you feel loved and to feel safe in that relationship. Honestly, I don't really know what the fuck this means for my dating life, to be honest. But all I know is I'm gonna continue to, one, protect my heart and take care of myself throughout this process, continuing my hobbies, continuing to care for my family, continuing to care for myself. But I probably will be deleting the dating app. Like, it's not it for me. I don't know. And I feel like I've always been, shut up. I'm just kidding. That one is school, so that one's important. I feel like I've always been a hopeless romantic, but I feel like I feel like when I had that like quantum leap, something that I also thought of was, I don't know how to explain this in the right way. I guess what I'm trying to say is that my thoughts were, I really am meant to just impact the people that cross paths in my life. And with social media and dating apps, that spectrum of people that you could meet quadruples, times it by 100, whatever. And it kind of got me thinking of like, maybe we're not supposed to meet all of these people. Maybe I'm not supposed to impact all of those people's lives, like in such a direct manner, you know, when you're dating people. Because to be honest, not everyone aligns with everyone that well. Like maybe some people we're not supposed to meet, but here I go, testing fate, testing my timing. And a lot of it, I think, also stems, I don't know if it's fear, it probably is, but a lot of this uncertainty stems from, am I forcing things to happen or am I encouraging them? And that's where I don't know and I get uncomfy because I'm not someone who loves to force things to happen. I'm just like, if it's meant to happen, it'll be. And I feel like that's kind of my line of thinking. Like if something is meant to happen, there's no way, will, event that could stop that kismet moment. And if it's not meant to be, there's no amount of willpower, determination, and persistence that could make something happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I feel so uncertain about this whole dating app. But I think that goes more to like my existential thoughts about life. But I feel like for right now, it just doesn't feel fulfilling. It doesn't feel like something I want. Also, there's this huge dilemma with me meeting people and then explaining to them that I'm moving in 2 months. So is there like, it almost, I wouldn't say it has discouraged anyone from like continuing to talk to me, but it also, I feel like just puts this wedge of just, they're not gonna try that hard because I'm leaving in 2 months, you know, and I don't like that. So I don't know. I hope your guys' dating life is going much better than mine. With that being said, take care of yourselves throughout that process. Peace and blessings, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.